what you are looking at right now is not normal. A public park with clean grass, working sprinklers, art in perfect condition. No litter, no damage, no chaos. The question is, why? Why does this place stay like this every single day? And why does no one come here and destroy it? Why does no one treat it carelessly? Because what you are seeing is not just a park. It is a system that works. Welcome to Kiambati Wa Mwangi Conversations, where pain speaks and hope answers. If you believe in real conversations, the kind that challenge how we think and the kind that push us to grow, then you are in the right place. Kindly consider subscribing. Now, look again. At the center of this public park is something remarkable. A ceramic mosaic installation. 4 walls, bold, detailed, intentional. This piece is called Village of the Sun by Rashid Johnson. And it is not hidden. It is not protected behind glass. It is placed right there in the open for everyone. And yet, it remains untouched, respected, and preserved. That tells you something, because in many places, something like this would not last. So, what makes the difference? Please look beyond the beauty, beyond the green grass, and beyond the flowing water, beyond the art. There is structure, there is intention, and there is commitment. A government that does not just build but maintains. Not once, but consistently. Because the truth is, creating something beautiful is easy. Maintaining it, that is where the real work is. Day after day, week after week, without excuses. And then there is something else, something quiet but powerful. CCTV cameras. Not shouting, not interfering, but always there, watching. And that changes behavior. I mean, let's be honest, it does. You see, when people know they are being watched, they act differently. They think twice and they hesitate. They choose discipline, and over time, the discipline becomes normal. It becomes culture. No one needs to say, don't throw trash there. No one needs to enforce respect every single minute because the system has already shaped behavior. And this is where the real conversation begins. Because for many of us, watching this is not just impressive. It is uncomfortable because it raises questions, really hard questions. Why not us? Why can't we have these? Is it lack of resources or lack of consistency? Is it the system? Or is it us? Because the truth is, it is both. A government must be willing to enforce, to invest, and to care continuously. But people must also be willing to respect, to protect, and to take responsibility. And when those two meet, this is what you get. A place where art can exist freely. A place where nature is preserved. A place where people can come and simply breathe. Now, come back to the artwork. Village of the Sun. Studying quietly, but saying something. It represents more than design. It represents possibility. What happens when vision meets execution? When creativity meets structure? For those living abroad, this is where things become personal. Because you experience this, you enjoy it, but at the same time, you remember home. You remember what is missing, and you remember what could be better. And that gap between what is and what could be. That is where pain lives, but that is also where hope begins. Because if it exists here, it means it can exist elsewhere. Not instantly and not easily, but intentionally. With the right systems, with the right mindset, and with the right commitment. So, this is not just about admiring a park. It is about learning. It is about observing. And it is about asking ourselves, what can we do differently? Because change does not begin with the government alone. It begins with awareness, with conversations, and with people willing to see clearly and speak honestly. I have been your host, Kiambati Wa Mwangi, and if this speaks to you, kindly consider subscribing, sharing this message, and let us keep the conversation going.